afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. It's
Friday.
It's been a long week.
We made it.
We weren't on yesterday. It was even taking that into account, it's been a long week.
Right.
Glad you're joining us today.
Yeah.
Lots going on. Lisa Briggs going to be here with some pumpkin carving tips. But first, a 51-year-old man has been missing since Monday night. We're live from a Verona park where police think he was last seen.
The husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is violently assaulted in his home. We'll have the latest on his condition and what we know about the suspect.
And Election Day right around the corner. Pete Buttigieg stopped by Madison for the Democrats, and Ron Johnson made a stop in Milwaukee. Let's take a look outside. What a great day.
Boy, it was beautiful today. Felt like a little touch of late summer even.
Yeah, absolutely. Good weekend to rake leaves.
Uh-oh. Get your jobs done.
Gary, are you volunteering?
No, I'm not. I'm working both tomorrow and Sunday, although I'm sure I'll be raking leaves at home, so I won't be the only one out there. This is a good weekend to do that because the weather should be really nice. Take a look at the visible cloud track. There were some clouds very early this morning, and now they're gone. I mean, we've got sunny skies across the state. In fact, the live view from the WISC Skycam looking off toward the east or toward the west shows clear skies. Doppler track, not a drop of rain anywhere across the upper Midwest. This morning, kind of cool. Madison 32 for the low. Notice it was 40 in Wautoma. There's more clouds over central Wisconsin, keeping temperatures up. But notice these temperatures right now. Upper 50s to the lower to middle 60s. Lone Rock, the warm spot at 64, but across Dane County, Madison at 58, 60 in Middleton, and 60 in Oregon. Look for skies to be mostly clear this evening. Temperatures dropping into the lower 40s by late evening, but we've got warmer weather on the way for early next week. As we check out first warning traffic right now, things looking pretty good. A little bit of a slowdown on the eastbound belt line approaching Stoughton Road. That's where the flex lanes are winding down, and then also a slowdown northbound on US 12 around Highway K north of Middleton. Otherwise, I-3990 heading south toward the Illinois state line, I-94 east toward Milwaukee, or US 12 into southeastern Wisconsin looking pretty good, as well as I-3990-94 heading north out of Dane County, and US 151 heading up toward Beaver Dam. That is your News 3 Now first warning traffic.
Right, not bad for Friday. Gary, thank you. We'll see you in a few minutes. Right now, community members are in a park in Verona looking for a missing man. He was last seen 4 days ago, Monday night.
Police dogs tracked 51-year-old John Ramseer to Fireman's Park from his nearby home.
Armin Rahman is there. Armin, what could you tell us about the search?
Yeah, Mark and Susan, recently search and rescue crews called in a boat team to search the water here at Fireman's Park. Verona police think Ramseer was either biking or walking from the Target in Fitchburg and ended up in this area. Now, friends who organized their own search today tell us Ramseer was seen on camera at the Fitchburg Target. Ramseer's phone showed he stopped at home not far from the park here, but after leaving his phone behind, he dropped off the grid. Friends of the family say he was an avid hiker and walker, but it's not like him to be out of touch that long.
He is a very dedicated father, very dedicated husband, and for him to not contacting his family at all and not coming home at night, it's just not something he would ever do.
Now, along with the Madison K-9 team, I'm told Dane County also lent their drones this past week to the search effort, but today the search was mostly friends and neighbors. Now, Ramseer is a bald white man with glasses, last seen wearing a tan or gray jacket, red shirt, dark khaki pants, and black shoes. We have a picture of him on our website, channel3000.com. I'm told the family says they'll only stop the search when they find him. For now, live in Verona, Armin Rahman, News 3 Now.
Thank you. The husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was violently assaulted in the family's San Francisco home.
82-year-old Paul Pelosi is expected to recover from the attack as investigators search for a motive.
Michael George has the story.
A hammer-wielding intruder broke into the home of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi early Friday morning, brutally assaulting her husband, Paul. A source tells CBS News the attacker was shouting, "Where is Nancy?"
Our officers observed Mr. Pelosi and the suspect both holding a hammer. The suspect pulled the hammer away from Mr. Pelosi and violently assaulted him with it.
Sources told the Associated Press Paul Pelosi was severely beaten with the hammer, causing blunt force trauma to the head and body. He's being treated for injuries including bruising and severe swelling, but is expected to make a full recovery. Police say the suspect, now in custody, was also taken to the hospital.
The suspect has been identified as 42-year-old David DePepe. Mr. DePepe will be booked at the San Francisco County Jail on the following charges: attempted homicide, assault with a deadly weapon, elder abuse, burglary, and several other additional felonies.
Investigators are trying to determine whether the attack was politically motivated. The Democratic speaker, who's the second in the line of succession to the presidency, was in Washington when the attack happened. The break-in is raising questions about the safety of not only members of Congress, but also their families, during a time when threats to lawmakers are at an all-time high. Paul Pelosi is an investor and lives mainly on the West Coast, but often joins the speaker for formal events. The White House says President Biden called the speaker to offer his support and said he condemns all violence. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
A law enforcement source confirmed the suspect had planned to tie up Paul Pelosi and wait for Speaker Pelosi to return home. Well, early in-person absentee voting is underway in Wisconsin, and if you haven't already registered to vote online, you'll need to do it now in person.
Naomi Coles is here now to catch us up on how the city of Madison is preparing. Naomi?
Yeah, it's also past the recommended point to request your absentee ballot through the mail if you have not already. And if you have your absentee ballot, clerks recommend you mail it before Monday. As Election Day draws closer, I spoke with Madison's Deputy City Clerk about past threats to election workers and if they're a concern this cycle. He said so far it's been relatively calm heading into November 8th, but while there's been no direct threats, there have been some bumps in the road.
Our office have received some colorful responses from folks who have issues with ballot drop boxes that we're obviously not using this election because they're not allowed. But they've asked if they could forcibly remove them themselves, and we've told them no, that is government property, you should leave that alone.
Our full conversation our Sunday after Face the Nation as we catch up on where early voting is at and what the city has left to do before Election Day.
Naomi, how many people in Madison have voted so far?
So for early in-person absentee voting, about 1,600 people are showing up a day. Now that started on Monday, so about 5,000 people in total, which I'm told is an uptick from past, like the 2020 election, but that's kind of because of there's a slightly smaller number of people requesting absentee ballots through the mail.
Walk us through what happens if you vote early. What happens to your ballot to ensure that it's kept safe and it will be counted on Election Day?
So if you go to one of the 30-some-odd locations in Madison that offer in-person, early voting in-person absentee, once you vote, the vote at the end of the day, at the end of the shift, gets put into a bag that has a seal on it. The ballots are all tallied up. There's a clear number of how many ballots are in the bag. That bag, there's a chain of custody form that's filled out. All of that gets moved to the main clerk's office. At the office, they go and recheck all of that again. They check the seal, they check the number of ballots in the bag, all of that. Again, chain of custody is filled out, then it gets moved to storage, and eventually it gets moved to the final. It gets sorted by ward and then delivered to the polling place for Election Day. On Election Day is when everything gets pulled out and started counting alongside the ballots being cast on Election Day. So a very solid chain of custody.
They run it through the machine in the wards.
Yes.
Sounds very secure.
Very.
All right, Naomi.
Thank you, Naomi. On the Republican side, incumbent Republican Senator Ron Johnson and other GOP hopefuls are touring the state in a bus dubbed the Take Back the Country Tour. Senator Johnson was joined in a stop in Milwaukee by 1st District Congressman Brian Stile and Ronna McDaniel, the chair of the Republican National Committee. McDaniel urged Republicans to talk to everyone they know and pass along one message.
I don't care what you did in 2020, do more. If you took 6 people to the polls in 2020, take a dozen, take 2 dozen. If you talk to 10 members of your family, talk to 20. If you talk to 10 neighbors, talk to 20 neighbors. Do more. You recognize.
Yeah, and as you heard there, turnout is going to be critical. Johnson urged his supporters to do more than they did 2 years ago and get more of their friends and family members to the polls.
Former 2020 presidential candidate and current U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg was in Madison today to campaign with U.S. Senate candidate Mandela Barnes. Barnes and Buttigieg were joined by Senator Tammy Baldwin and Mayor Sacha Rose Conway at an event encouraging voters to vote early for the November 8 elections. Buttigieg described Senator Ron Johnson as, quote, a fork in the road over what kind of country we're going to be.
Because, we think it's actually important to keep your promises when you run for office. And promise after promise is being kept, even though there are some in the Senate, like one of your senators, who insist on doing everything the hard way. even things we all ought to be able to agree on, like seeing to it that veterans who were exposed to burn pits get health benefits. He voted to block that before he was finally shamed into voting for it.
Former President Barack Obama will also campaign with the Democrats on the ballot tomorrow in Milwaukee.
For yet another year, there will be no Freak Fest in downtown Madison, but police expect plenty of people to still gather there this Halloween weekend. The city last held Freak Fest in 2019, then canceled it during the pandemic and again this year. In fact, the event may be done for good, even without a ticketed and supervised event. Madison police plan to be on patrol in the area. You'll see officers on horseback, bikes, and in squad cars, plus others directing traffic. MPD will have emergency plans in place in case anything gets out of control.
Kind of in uncharted waters, I guess. So for the last several years, we've seen Freak Fest. And I will just say that the police department, the fire department, and the rest of the city is ready.
Officers have three main tips if you plan to go downtown to celebrate. Be wise about how much you drink, communicate with your group, and know the address of the place you're staying.
Or stay away altogether. That's my plan. There's more to come at 4. Singer Jerry Lee Lewis died today.
We'll look back at the 87-year-old's remarkable life and career when Live at 4 continues.
Watching News 3 Now, Live at 4. Black November starts now at Ashley. For a limited time, save 55% on Beauty Rest Select Hybrid mattresses and receive a comforter, 2 pillows, and a 4-piece sheet set for free. And get 60 months special financing with no money down. Happening now only at Ashley.
And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know I am. I just want you to know I am.
Don't you wish you could wave a magic wand and have whiter teeth? Well, you can, but it's not magic. It's power swabs. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and boom, whiter teeth and a better smile. And since you're not dealing with messy trays or awkward strips, you're less vulnerable to the harsh sensitivity they sometimes create.
I've used strips. They seem to really hurt my teeth. The power swabs, it just seemed very gentle.
It's so simple and easy. You just open it, you apply it to your teeth, you forget it's there, and I noticed that they're white and bright again like they were before.
I noticed actually a difference the first time that I used power swabs. You put on the first coat and then the activator goes on and immediately you start seeing it working.
It only takes 5-minute applications to get a brighter, whiter smile with power swabs. You just snap, swab, and smile. Power swabs have been clinically studied to whiten natural teeth and remove stains from caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so powerful, it removes stains from coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking.
I love my coffee in the morning.
I will never stop drinking coffee. I will not be the person drinking hot coffee with a straw.
As much coffee as I drink, I can use my power swabs and eliminate the staining.
When I use the power swabs, I applied it directly to my front tooth where the coffee stain was.
I like being able to individually get the teeth, and most importantly, it got kind of in between the grooves.
You can put it directly on the stain that you see on your teeth, and it's so precise.
But as powerful as it is, it's also gentle and causes 0 to minimal sensitivity.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
Take it from me as someone who has gone the dental route, but has also gone on the shelf route, and I've not really seen anything work as effective and as easy as power swabs.
Whiten your teeth today by ordering power swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free quick stick pen to use on the go after meals or a cup of coffee. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Black November starts now at Ashley. For a limited time, take a bonus 20% off your purchase of $19.99 or more at checkout. Plus, get 60 months special financing, no minimum and no money down. Happening now only at Ashley.
Welcome back, everyone. It is D-Day for NFL star Tom Brady and his model wife, Gisele Bündchen.
The former couple announced on Instagram today they have finalized their divorce after 13 years of marriage. Brady wrote, quote, "We arrived at this decision amicably and with gratitude for the time we spent together. We'll continue to work together as parents." Bündchen echoed the statement saying, quote, "The decision to end a marriage is never easy, but we have grown apart. I feel blessed for the time we had together and only wish the best for Tom always." They have 2 children together. Elon Musk is now in charge of Twitter.
His $44 billion deal ends a drawn-out and contentious courtship. Billionaire Elon Musk took control of Twitter at the end of a months-long legal battle with the social media giant. After carrying a sink into Twitter's San Francisco headquarters, Musk began cleaning house. He reportedly fired several top executives. In a tweet, the Tesla and SpaceX CEO added Chief Twit to his list of titles. So far, Musk, a vocal advocate for free speech, has shared few specifics on how he plans to run Twitter and structure its content policy.
If what he's talking about is getting rid of all content moderation, that is not going to be a forum for discourse, for persuasion, for actual give and take. That is going to be the hellscape that he described in his email to advertisers yesterday.
Musk tweeted today he will be forming a content moderation council with widely diverse viewpoints, saying that no major content decisions or account reinstatements will happen before the council convenes. Twitter permanently banned former President Trump from the platform 2 days after the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol. With Musk now at the helm, Kanye West's account appeared to be reactivated today after it was suspended last month over an anti-Semitic tweet.
Well, high prices at the pumps for us.
Record-setting profits for oil companies earning nearly $19 billion. ExxonMobil's profits set a record for the second straight quarter as oil and gas prices remain high, up 177% from a year ago. And the number 2 U.S. oil company, Chevron, also posted much better than expected results, earning nearly $11 billion, nearly double what it made a year ago.
Stocks surged as Apple reported a better than expected earnings report. All of the major indexes gained over 2.5%. The Dow Industrials added 828 points, ending the week at 32,861. The NASDAQ gained 309. The S&P 500 was up 93. Well, music legend and rock and roll pioneer Jerry Lee Lewis has died at the age of 87.
Stephanie Elam reports.
Now let's go.
Jerry Lee Lewis, the wild rock and roll piano man who lit up the stage in the 1950s with hits like Whole Lotta Shaking Going On, had long hair, crazy moves, and an energy that just didn't quit. But that spirit would be tested many times during his roller coaster life. Born in Louisiana in 1935, Lewis started tickling the ivories at an early age. When he was 10 years old, his father mortgaged the family farm to buy the self-taught musician his first piano. After getting kicked out of school, Lewis turned his full attention to music. He made his way to Memphis in 1956 and landed a job with Sun Studios. While there, Lewis rubbed elbows with Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash and recorded his first single. His big break came with the 1957 release of Whole Lotta Shaking Going On. Later that year, Lewis rocked the charts with another hit, Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
His high-energy antics earned him the nickname The Killer. His personal life brought the rising star's career to a screeching halt when he married his 13-year-old cousin.
Jerry decided that I was going to marry him. And he took a girl that was 22 years old to the courthouse in Mississippi, and she posed as Myra Brown, and she signed the marriage license.
The public outrage forced Lewis to cancel tours, and radio stations stopped playing his songs.
I just put in my last night.
He made a comeback in the 1960s as a country star with hits like Another Place, Another Time.
Another place, another
But tragedies followed. Lewis's 3-year-old son drowned, and a teenage son died in a car accident. The singer developed a drinking problem and suffered a bleeding ulcer that nearly killed him. Another decade, another upswing. In the late 80s, Lewis was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and earned a Hollywood star.
I look forward to another 33 years in the business.
He also gained renewed popularity from the biographical movie Great Balls of Fire. Jerry Lee Lewis kept entertaining audiences well into his golden years, just rocking his life away.
My name is Jerry Lee Lewis, and I'm glad you're here to stay.
What a talent, what a life.
What a life,
yeah. Absolutely. According to a spokesperson, Lewis died of natural causes. Well, we all know about inflation, but what about shrinkflation?
We'll find out how that's affecting you and your family coming up after Gary's First Warn forecast.
One call, that's all.
There's a one call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call is all it takes. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
More than 300 murders just last year. Terror at the Waukesha Christmas Parade. But defund the police radical Mandela Barnes still supports eliminating cash bail, releasing dangerous criminals back into our communities. Barnes says,
reducing prison population is now sexy.
Actually, releasing criminals isn't sexy. It's dangerous. Radical Mandela Barnes won't keep your family safe. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Finding the Honda you really want just got easier. With a longer limited warranty, so long. Downloadable inspection reports, so you see what we see. Downloadable. And complimentary oil changes within the first year. That's what I'm talking about. You've never been more at peace than with Honda Certified Pre-Owned.
Everything seems to be getting more and more expensive these days. And it's the same for your heating bills. Since it will cost more to heat your home this winter, USA Insulation wants to give you control over your utility bills. Our premium injection foam keeps the cold outside and your warm, comfortable air inside, right where it belongs. Call now before winter and get a $500 early bird discount.
USA Insulation.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. And right now, save $300 on Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattresses, starting at just $53 a month. The Tempur-Breeze uses next-generation cooling technology, allowing you to sleep up to 8 degrees cooler all night long. And you can rest easy when you take advantage of Steinhoffel's 60-month zero-interest financing. Isn't it time you got a great night's sleep? Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
I see your hard work, everything you do to try to make it. But people continue to be left behind. I'm running for Senate to put more money in your pocket. Ron Johnson's had 12 years to make things better, but costs are still rising, and all he's managed to do is write a tax cut for himself. I believe better is possible. I believe hard work can pay off, and I'll never stop fighting until it does. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
I was in excellent hands with Gruber Law Offices.
At the end of the whole process, you felt like part of the family.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They are the best law office in the state of Wisconsin.
Well, take a look at this. He's a 4-year-old budding b-ball sensation in the making. His name is A.J. Tribble, and man, can this kid dribble. His dad says he's been dribbling dynamo since he was just a dribbling toddler, and honing his full-court craft has become a full-time obsession. Dad calls him amazing.
Remember that name.
A.J. Tribble.
A.J. Tribble, how can you forget
4 years old.
Oh, he's priceless.
Yeah, he is.
Well, it's just in time for Halloween, just a couple days away.
Today is National Chocolate Day. You know that?
I didn't.
Well, chocolate comes from fermented and roasted cacao seeds found in Mexico and Central and South America. Chocolate has many different forms, including sweet, milk, white, and dark. You can eat it and drink it. So there.
And it doesn't have any calories at Halloween time.
Nope.
Nope, none of that stuff counts.
Oh, I love Kit Kats.
There's
You
like
love Kit Kats? Those are your favorite?
I think there's like a 3-day window with it.
Right.
That's right.
The calories
A
don't
grace period.
It's going to be great weather.
Oh, it's
yeah,
going to be so nice.
Good timing for this, you know. And Halloween has not been great around here, but this year should be a good one. I'll have the full weekend and Halloween forecast in just a couple of minutes.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Democrats defunded and dispirited our police, creating the worst crime wave in decades. Biden spent us into 40-year high inflation, drove gas prices to record levels, and opened our borders, causing a flood of illegal immigrants and deadly drugs. Mandela Barnes supports all the policies causing you and your family so much pain. He will rubber stamp their liberal agenda. Mandela Barnes sides with radical leftists, not with you.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Hi, this is Lisa from 4 Imprint. Yes, I'd like 50 welcome wows, 300 customer I love it, and 200 team member oh yes, certainly. You know we got some brand new woohoos.
Dial up the wow factor with promotional products from 4 Imprint. We specialize in awesome items that are certain to awe and guaranteed to deliver some ooh yes. From apparel, backpacks, drinkware to high-tech items.
Wow.
I love it. Woohoo!
Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now. 4 Imprint, for certain.
The house before you, over 30 years old, still has its original window. Boom.
There's no need to be afraid of old windows. Call Feldco for 50% off.
It's the biggest sale of the season. 50% off Feldco windows, plus no money down and no interest until 2024.
50% off ends Halloween. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
For Clinton Anderson, our community is his top priority. He's delivered for middle-class families on the Beloit City Council, and he'll keep fighting to lower costs for us in the Assembly. Jeff Klett's priorities are all wrong. He supports dismantling our public schools, wants to slash community services to give tax breaks to his billionaire backers, and he'll vote with extreme Republicans to enforce Wisconsin's abortion ban, which could send doctors to prison. We can't afford Jeff Klett.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Another weekend with great timing. We've had beautiful weather today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Probably even a little bit milder. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. We're going to see those above normal temperatures continue this weekend and through most, if not all of next week. By the end of next weekend, temperatures should be back closer to normal. But we're seeing dry weather not only this weekend, but for much of next week. Again, all the way through Thursday. Not a drop of rain in the forecast. And the chances for showers Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are still in about the 1 to 3 range, at least as far as the chances is concerned. But we do have those shower chances by Friday of next week and then into next weekend. So that's the next chance for rain. Halloween itself looking pretty good. Take a look at these temperatures. Mostly sunny skies at 4 p.m. when some of the trick-or-treaters start out right after school. 63 degrees. 59 by 6 p.m. with mostly clear skies, and clear skies temperature about 55 degrees by 8 p.m. when most of the trick-or-treating is over with. So you can't beat that for Halloween this year. And you know, if you take a look at the last few years as far as Halloween's concerned, temperatures have been pretty chilly at times. 2019 high of 32 degrees and 4 inches of snow on the ground. But you can see this will be with a high of 63. That beats all of the last 5 years. Even 2018 and 2020 when we were 58 degrees, we're going to be warmer than that. Doppler track. Where's the rain? Where's the snow? Don't see anything on the radar today. The upper level winds from the north and northwest bringing in dry air, but it's mild Pacific air. Comes in from the west and really doesn't have a chance to get up into Canada and cool down. So as it moves in, it's really looking pretty nice. It just dries out the air. The only rain of any consequence around this area of low pressure aloft in Texas and Oklahoma with some showers and thunderstorms there. About 90% of the country right now is precipitation free. But this will change, at least for parts of the country. Out west, I think the weather pattern will be that they'll see a little more rain as we head toward the first part of next week. But around here, weather track right now shows those southerly winds continuing and temperatures pretty nice for this time of year. Average high temperature is in the mid-50s. We're looking at temperatures right now in the upper 50s to around 60 through much of the state. A couple degrees warmer out to the west and that milder air heading in our direction. So it's a good trend to be on, and that's exactly what we've got shaping up for this weekend. Planning your night, low temperature 34 Madison, 36 Monona, 34 Middleton, and 35 in Mount Vernon with mostly clear skies across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 33 in Janesville, 35 Platteville, and 38 degrees in La Crosse. For tomorrow, oh boy, mostly sunny skies, 63 degrees, a little milder. This is the perfect kind of weather you like to see. And then Sunday, while we'll have more clouds, no rain, 62. Again, 63 for Halloween. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, high temperatures close to 70 degrees. All 3 days dry. The winds pick up a little bit on Thursday. A cold front on Friday brings breezy conditions, a chance of showers, and then temperatures drop back into the lower to middle 50s next Saturday and Sunday. Remember, we changed the clocks back next weekend, and then temperatures by Monday of the following week right around 50 degrees. So not bad for this time of year.
Well, and it's November. I mean, it'll be November soon. Unbelievable.
But it's been 70 in November before.
It has been, but not very often.
No, not very often.
If you're waiting for another 70, I wouldn't count on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Get the yard work done this weekend.
Thanks,
all right, Gary, thank you. Well, all of us are dealing with sticker shock at the grocery store due to record high inflation.
But another surprise that's grabbing consumers' attention is something called shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation is when products get smaller in weight, size, or quantity, but the prices for them stay the same or even go up. Moses Alstead from the UW-Madison School of Business back with us. Welcome to see you. It's been a while.
Moses, good to see you.
It's good to be back.
Shrinkflation. Is this legal?
Boy, it's 100% legal. They tell you how much is in the package, and they tell you what the price is, and you know, you still buy it, and you know, the truth is you often have no choice. This is nothing new, believe it or not. I still have a vintage piece from the New York Times from the 90s that I still assign in my class, talking about all kinds of rigmaroles with shaving the size of throat lozenges or cutting the active ingredients in half and doubling the recommended dose for cough syrup. Oh yeah, that's a 100% price increase right there.
You've probably seen it, I've noticed it in everything. Halloween candy was the thing I noticed this week. They're smaller. Milk is smaller, ice cream is smaller, paper towels, all of it.
Everything is shrinking. You know, everything. It's one way to increase prices without customers thinking, I'm not going to pay this much for this product, because you don't notice the price increase. When's the last time you bought shampoo and actually looked at the ounces that it contains, right?
Right.
So if they cut it by 3-4 ounces, you're not going to notice if the bottle looks the same size, and that's exactly what they're doing. About a year ago, I did an interview about an announcement that, you know, Scott Paper products and Cottonelle and all of those were going to increase in price. And I was asked how consumers should react. And I said consumers should applaud that, because when a company's upfront about their price increases, that's great. And you should support them. And they justify, you know, they had supply chain issues and whatnot, and transportation costs were up. And I respect the fact that they had to increase prices. This sort of under-the-radar thing is a different story. So, yeah, Halloween candy up 13%.
But there's some things you can't shrink. A gallon of milk is a gallon of milk. So that's going to, the price is just going to go up on that.
That's exactly right. But, you know, a pint of ice cream that used to be a pint, it looks like a pint still. You know, the shape of Haagen-Dazs is the same, but the amount of Haagen-Dazs, if it shrinks anymore, you're just going to get a spoonful, I think. So, you know, the thing is, when everybody's doing it, and at times of you know, demand that drops because prices are going up, you know, or expenses in the household are increasing, as demand drops, a lot more companies start to tinker with the size of the serving. and how many chicken nuggets come in an order and all those kinds of things. So when everybody's doing it, it's not like you can punish one company and buy from another. So Halloween candy's up. You still got to buy the Halloween candy. I mean, you're not going to give away apples, Mark. You can't be known as the person who made a Disney princess cry. You don't want to be that person.
Batteries, you know, anything in the junk drawer. Moses, thanks. Great to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Read the label and make a decision.
You got it. Pay attention.
Yeah. All right. Coming up next year on Live at 4, Consumer Reports gives us advice on kids-safe paint. Face paint for Halloween.
And then coming up next hour at 5, our Tahalil Moeddin breaks down 2 amendments to consolidate the Dane County Jail. We'll have the latest coming up at 5.
Black November starts now at Ashley. For a limited time, save 55% on Beauty Rest Select Hybrid mattresses and receive a comforter, 2 pillows, and a 4-piece sheet set for free. And get 60 months special financing with no money down. Happening now only at Ashley.
A 12-year-old girl can't legally drive a car. At 12, she can't even vote. But if this little girl were tragically raped or a victim of incest and became pregnant, Radical Tim Michaels would force her to deliver the baby. He said it's, quote, not unreasonable for the state government to mandate rape victims to give birth. Would it be unreasonable if he were forcing this on you? Let him know on Election Day.
And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am.
Get started on your next project with 11% off everything at Menards. Create your dream bathroom with Sterling bathroom products that fit your style and budget. Like this Sterling Ensemble Shower. Its durable high-gloss finish provides lasting beauty. All Sterling products are 11% off. Finish the update with a Brown bath fan. Choose from our great selection and find the perfect fit and style for your bathroom. Get 11% off. Brown bath fans now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh local Medicare. Hey, Joe, are you behind this whole check your zip code deal on national TV for extra Medicare benefits?
I don't know. Check your zip code.
Why would I check my zip code?
Because you're in it.
So we get a lot of calls about that guy. It's sad because your local Medicare plans already have those bells and whistles Joe promises.
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
Black November starts now at Ashley. For a limited time, take a bonus 20% off your purchase of $19.99 or more at checkout. Plus, get 60 months special financing, no minimum and no money down. Happening now only at Ashley.
New at 5, Madison's city clerk's office weighs in on the first week of early voting. News 3 Now looks at what's coming next week.
We'll see great weather for this last weekend of October with high temperatures about 10 degrees above normal. Halloween Monday looks just as nice and temperatures could be near 70 degrees by Tuesday. I'll let you know when the next chance for rain will be at 5.
And ahead at 6, the new options may not be the solution for Dane County's jail. We dive into the criticisms of the amendments tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Here's a pretty shot of downtown Madison on this Friday afternoon. Sunshine, almost 60 degrees.
Beautiful start to the weekend.
Around Halloween, many parents worry about trick-or-treater safety, sugar crashes, and ruined bedtimes.
But there's something you might not be thinking about, parents, and you should be. Toxic ingredients in your kids' face paints and powders.
Matt Helgeson helps us out.
Halloween is a time for spooky thrills, but toxic ingredients in some of your kids' face paints and powders are the real scare. Arsenic, cadmium, chromium, and lead were found in Halloween face paint kits as part of a 2016 investigation by the Breast Cancer Fund. And in 2020, the Environmental Working Group found asbestos in a toy makeup kit.
Even small exposures to these toxins are dangerous. Lead, as we know, affects brain development. Asbestos is a carcinogen, and cadmium is an endocrine disruptor linked to certain types of cancer and other health problems.
Makeup and cosmetics are regulated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. So how do these dangerous toxins make it onto store shelves?
Well, unlike its oversight of food or drugs, the FDA actually has very little power to regulate the safety of cosmetic ingredients. It surveys products that are already on the market, but it does not approve their safety beforehand.
So what should parents do when a kid wants to be Dracula for Halloween? If kids insist on using face paints and powders, avoid ones with the darkest pigments, as the Breast Cancer Fund study found those to contain a higher concentration of heavy metals. Consumer Reports says your best bet might be to skip the store-bought stuff altogether. There are lots of DIY makeup recipes online that use face moisturizer, cornstarch, and natural coloring, so you know exactly what's on your child's skin. Happy Halloween. For News 3 Now, this is Matthew Helgeson.
All right. Another scared children are more than twice as likely to be hit and killed by a car on Halloween than any other day of the year.
So avoid masks that block a child's vision and give them glow sticks or some kind of reflective tape to put on their costumes and bags so they can be easily seen on Halloween night. I know a lot of communities where I live in Fitchburg, the Fitchburg police drive around and they hand out glow necklaces to the kids, idea. Which is really nice. I know a lot of communities do that.
Slow down if you're driving, be careful. Well, are you looking for some pumpkin carving tips? You've come to the right place.
Our resident pumpkin carving expert, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company, is here. She has some great ideas for you when Live at 4 continues.
There's a difference in a small town where family values still hold true. Welcome to the Portage Furniture Store. Well, we ventured back to Portage and look at who we found, the two Ayers brothers, Austin and Aaron. It's good to see you guys.
Welcome back.
So how is business? How is life?
Business has been great. You know, it's been very busy for both of us. A couple new kiddos in the past year. So no, but business has been doing great.
I know you really want to give a shout out to all of the people around this area that shop local, that choose to come right here to Cook Street to see the two of you.
Obviously, first and foremost, we're so appreciative of our customers, and there's just been such a strong sentiment to shop local, shop small, support family business. And I guess with the inventory, we've been very blessed. We've got a packed showroom, trucks coming in every week. We've really, we're running out of places to put everything. We're in good shape.
I feel like there's such a difference in the customer's mood when they walk in. They don't have that anxious feeling of, oh gosh, here comes the salesperson coming over to talk to me. Why is that so different here?
We put a major emphasis on no pressure shopping. Our salespeople, they're fantastic. They're going to be there when you need them, but they're going to let you, try everything out, and they're going to leave you alone, let you relax.
So all these years later, the big question is, there still the Portage Furniture free delivery?
Yep, absolutely. Still the free delivery. Going to bring it right into your home, set it up, make it perfect for you. They'll even cook you dinner or sing a song for you if you need. They're just fantastic.
That's that small, local, family feel business mentality. You can't replicate it, right?
We're the Ayers family.
From the Portage Furniture Store, I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
All units. Reports of an abortion at Central Hospital. Officers needed to detain doctor.
If Ron Johnson has his way, he wouldn't just ban abortions. Doctors could go to jail for it. And Johnson's tried for over a decade. He even co-sponsored a bill with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And said if women don't like an abortion ban, they can just move. But it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
More than 300 murders just last year. Terror at the Waukesha Christmas Parade. But defund the police radical Mandela Barnes still supports eliminating cash bail, releasing dangerous criminals back into our communities. Barnes says,
reducing prison population is now sexy.
Actually, releasing criminals isn't sexy, it's dangerous. Radical Mandela Barnes won't keep your family safe. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Well, as we take a look at First Warren traffic, big backups on the eastbound Beltline from around Stoughton Road back to Verona Road. There was an accident near Stoughton Road and a stalled vehicle in the right shoulder near Monona Drive. Right now, about a half-hour trip on the eastbound Beltline between University Avenue and Interstate. The normal 14 minutes going back in the westbound direction. That's your News 3 Now First Warren traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. Halloween just 4 days away.
This is going to be the weekend, the perfect time to get your pumpkins carved for the big night.
Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company, raising the pumpkin carving bar for us every year. Welcome back.
Hi, guys.
Now, you're putting your art degree to good use here.
I am. This is why I went to art school at University of Michigan. Paid a lot of money so I can draw on pumpkins and carve them.
Well, yours are so creative, and this is a trick you taught me that I do every single year.
Those are super fun, and they take like 10 minutes.
You use the stem of the pumpkin as the nose.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you just sort of find his face, and they're super easy because it's just eyes and a mouth.
Okay, but you explain to everybody how you do that.
And you carve from the, you carve the bottom out.
I carve first, and then I cut out the bottom, and then clean them, and then Harvey cleans them out. But even when I'm doing something like this, I do the bottom just because it's so much easier to light the candles. If you light the candle and then you just pop it over the candle, and then you don't have to worry about the top fitting. My dad had this complicated notching system.
Oh yeah, that's what we did too.
Yes, there was this complicated notching system. So I just, you know, I use some interesting tools. I like to just go online. You can find all sorts of graphics. And if you're not, you know, if you don't have that art degree from the University of Michigan, you can just, you can do, you know, put this on here and sort of poke the holes, or some people will do like a transfer system.
This guy's going to be an owl?
This is an owl. That's this guy right here.
That's very elaborate. That's going to be beautiful. Are you carving all the way through?
I think I'm going to carve this all the way through because I just look for designs that are very positive and negative. So black and white, these are the easiest ones to do. Then you don't have to worry about shading or that kind of thing.
But how do you do the small cuttings?
I have very sharp knives.
Tools are the key.
Tools are the key. So I have very sharp knives for going through the pumpkin. We have all sorts of super cool pumpkins on the market, but these are the easiest to carve. They're made to be carved. Some of the cool ones are the flesh is really hard, or the skin, you can't get through it. I use linoleum cutters for this kind of thing, where you're not carving all the way the flesh, but the light will come through.
Oh, it will.
The light will come through that with the rind off. And then this is a clay tool for like sculpting. This is what I use to go inside and scrape it clean instead of a spoon, because it's got a little blade on it.
What do you use brushes for?
Brushes, you know, just sort of clean things off. Like if I've got, you know, something like this and you're trying to push that stuff through. So I usually carve first and then clean after, as opposed to...
Oh, that's interesting.
That's just the way I do it, mostly because I don't like touching the instruments.
Yeah,
so
that's the worst part.
Yeah, but I've, you know, used like, this is a chopstick. But it's really good for like reaming out eyes.
And
right?
teeth and stuff.
And teeth and stuff, yeah.
And these little ones, you actually put them in your trees, don't you?
I have put them on the trees. I'm thinking this year, we have somebody coming from Australia, a friend of Carolyn's, and she hasn't done pumpkins. She wants a lesson, so I think we're gonna do these, and I think we're gonna stack them.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And then put a dowel through it.
That's a great idea.
And then set the dowel on fire. That'll be awesome.
It's hard to find pumpkins with a good nose.
Yeah, this one's really good because it's hooked, and it did have a little thing that fell off in the car. Things were rolling around in the car today.
No.
So when you're buying a pumpkin, what should you look for?
So I went and bought these. This is just like a sugar pie pumpkin. And I went this morning.
We just lost a tooth.
Yes. I went this morning and I actually bought 3, and 2 of them were rotten. Oh. Look for rotten spots, especially now, especially if you're buying them from a garden center or someplace where they've been outside, because as the temperatures get cold and then warm again, they'll get soft spots. So watch for that.
Any way to preserve them once you've carved?
So yes, you can spray them with bleach or rubbing alcohol, but I like to leave them outside for the squirrels when we're done. And if you live near the woods, wildlife really love this, so you don't want to treat them with anything like that. So if you put them in a plastic bag, like a grocery bag, and then put them in a cooler with some ice packs, you're just creating a little fridge. I never have room in my fridge for all of this.
Yeah,
who does?
Right.
So just put them in a cooler, and then you can leave them outside. If you just put them outside like this, This early,
Not going to last, especially when
squirrels.
Oh, yeah.
And it's this warm.
And it's this warm. Squirrels are going to eat them, so
All right.
yeah.
Oh, I wish I could see
Happy
that one
Halloween
done.
to you
Send
guys,
us
too.
a picture of
I
the
will do
owl
that.
when it's
All
done.
right. I will
That's
do
a
that.
great idea. Good to see you, Lisa.
Good to see you guys, too.
Final check of your forecast coming up.
I'll never forget January 6th, watching my fellow law enforcement officers defending the Capitol, defending our freedoms, defending democracy, and then 5 officers died. But Ron Johnson is making excuses for rioters who tried to overthrow our government, even calling them peaceful protests. Johnson defended Donald Trump's lies and even supported efforts to make it harder for some people to vote at all. Senator Johnson's just not for us.
And Citizens United is responsible for the content of this ad.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now.
Call 1-800-336-0524.
Memories matter. This bend on Cox Hollow Lake was one of Dad's favorite fishing holes. Crest Funeral and Cremation Service helped us make sure he's never forgotten. Making it personal. It's how you heal. We are Crest. We truly believe your memories matter.
For Clinton Anderson, our community is his top priority. He's delivered for middle-class families on the Beloit City Council, and he'll keep fighting to lower costs for us in the Assembly. Jeff Klett's priorities are all wrong. He supports dismantling our public schools, wants to slash community services to give tax breaks to his billionaire backers, and he'll vote with extreme Republicans to enforce Wisconsin's abortion ban, which could send doctors to prison. We can't afford Jeff Klett.
New at 5, the first week of early voting has come to a close. News 3 Now looks at the statistics and what they mean. And we speak with Madison City Clerk's office about what's to come for the elections. That's tonight at 5.
It all comes down to the final drive. News 3 Now brings you the big play highlights and scores from Southern Wisconsin high school football action. Don't miss the final drive. Fridays on News 3 Now at 10.
There's live view from the WISC-TV Skycam. Beautiful sunshine in the west. The Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam pretty much showing the same type of picture. Temperatures right now pretty comfortable. 61 Janesville, 61 Boscoville, 64 in Lone Rock, 58 in Madison. Across Dane County, still 60 in Mount Horeb and Belleville, 60 in Oregon. Look for those temperatures to slowly fall into the lower 40s by 10 p.m. We'll be right back.
With Pick and Save delivery, it's easy to get your special holiday foods brought right to your door. And that's music to your ears. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Breaking news in Dallas, Texas, where at least 5 police officers were killed when they were ambushed.
This was the deadliest day for U.S. law enforcement since 9/11.
Just days after this horrific crime, Mandela Barnes appeared on Vladimir Putin's propaganda news outlet and rationalized violence against American police officers.
Police officers are over-exercising their badges. This probably was a retaliatory attack.
Do you want Mandela Barnes representing you in the Senate?
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
This is how it feels to do more with less asthma, thanks to Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Imagine that. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
In every corner of our state, Wisconsinites feel the impact of a changing climate, from the effects on our crops and livestock to the damage to our roads and highways. That's why Governor Tony Evers has a plan to take action and protect our state. It will get Wisconsin to 100% clean energy, lower power bills, grow our local economies, and create more than 40,000 jobs right here in Wisconsin. Tony Evers, focused on doing the right thing for Wisconsin families.
Keep your holidays in sync with free pickup on all your fresh favorites from Pick and Save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
It's the weekend before Halloween, and of course, our news hounds have it covered.
Here's Louie and Oliver with this week's edition of the News Hounds.
Here's the News Hounds, Louie and Oliver, with their World News Roundup.
This week on the News Hounds, say cheese.
A celebration of all things dogs in Nepal.
And Key West and Halloween. Need we say more?
But first, if you're one of the largest land mammals on Earth, you need giant pumpkins to smash to celebrate Halloween. It's the Oregon Zoo's 24th annual Squishing of the Squash, which dates back to 1999. This year's pumpkins provided by the Pacific Giant Vegetable Growers Club range from 300 to 800 pounds. The Asian elephants stomp and chomp on the giant pumpkins. The elephant zookeeper says first they destroy, then they enjoy.
To Key West now, where dozens of cute party animals in costumes paraded across a harborfront stage as part of the Fantasy Fest Pet Masquerade. This year's theme was cult classics and cartoon chaos. Furry contestants spoofing the 1988 film Beetlejuice walked the stage, followed by a lion tamer and her canine lion, 2 pirate pooches, and an Italian greyhound costumed as the late rock star Prince. Other novel entries included a family of minions, mermaids, pirates, and pandas. The Fantasy Fest, which features dozens of costume-themed events and competitions, runs through Sunday.
In a different holiday celebration, dog lovers of Nepal honored canines, putting garlands around their necks and indulging them with treats to celebrate a Hindu festival highlighting the loyalty of dogs to humans. Louie and Oliver love this idea. During this 5-day Hindu festival devoted to animals, it's considered a sin to act disrespectfully to dogs. In Nepal, dog welfare is receiving more widespread attention. There are an estimated 20,000 stray dogs in the Kathmandu Valley alone. Authorities are microchipping canines, while the Kathmandu City Council has launched dog management campaigns to control the stray population. But on this day, it's all about a celebration of man's best friend.
Finally, check out these amazing animals caught on camera by some amazing wildlife photographers. From a grinning moose to a fish that fights back to, well, a gassy zebra. These images are some of the 40 finalists in this year's Comedy Wildlife Photography Awards. Professional and amateur photographers alike can submit their pictures capturing the lighter side of the animal kingdom. Each year, the competition supports one conservation organization, and this year's recipient is the Whitley Fund for Nature, which supports conservation in the Global South. Voting is still open, and it's tough to decide which one to choose. Maybe this owl on a mission could take the cake, but something tells us the gassy zebra may squeak by with a win.
And that's this week's edition of the News Hounds Now Update.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here Monday. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.